Welcome. The following messages are for anyone who struggles with uncontrollable overeating or binge eating. Most of us are surrounded by extremely confusing and unhealthy messages that tell us how we should and shouldn't eat and what we should and shouldn't look like. The messages you are about to hear can help you upgrade to kinder and healthier thoughts in these areas and help you on the path of restoring a peaceful, enjoyable relationship with food and your body. You can simply listen along and absorb these messages, or there may even be a few that stand out and you might like to write them down in a place where you'll see them regularly. It's great that you are taking this time to feed the part of you that wants to be more peaceful and balanced with food. So let's begin. It's not your fault that you have been struggling with overeating. It's not your fault that you come from a culture that is obsessed with weight and diets. You can get help and you can heal your relationship with food. You are lovable no matter what you weigh. Strict dieting is not the solution to eating and body image problems. Strict dieting is one of the main causes of eating and body image problems. Chronic overeating does not mean you are weak. Chronic overeating means you are filled with feelings, thoughts, and needs that need compassionate attention. You might think that your main problems revolve around food and your body, but your problems go much deeper, and they can be resolved with the right kinds of help. Your body has a natural weight range that it will settle into when you feed it in a non-restrictive, respectful manner. It is possible to discover your natural weight range and learn to accept, like, or even love your body. The healthiest way to discover your natural weight is to quiet your mind when it's unkind, learn how to deal with painful emotions, and find healthy ways to get sweetness, comfort, and fulfillment in your life. Uncontrollable overeating is usually an attempt to stuff down painful emotions, or a result of dieting, or both. Chronic overeating and binge eating are cries for help. These behaviors are indications that deeper issues need compassionate attention. You can either deal with the feelings you've been eating over, or you have to deal with the feelings caused by overeating. Your tears will subside if you let them out with compassion. Your anger will settle down if it's expressed in safe ways. Overeating may relieve, distract, or numb emotional pain in the short run, but in the long run, it only causes more pain. Once you learn healthy ways to cope with your feelings, quiet unkind thoughts, and feed your spirit sufficiently, you will be able to eat delicious, nutritious foods in ways that feel respectful to your body. Once your deeper needs are satisfied, you won't need to turn to excess food to try to satisfy them. When you feed your emotional hunger in healthy ways, you will only need food for physical hunger and pleasure. As you learn healthy ways to cope with your feelings, you will be satisfied with respectful amounts of nutritious, delicious foods. You do not need to base your eating on your ever-changing waves of emotion. You can learn to handle your emotions in healthy ways that won't leave you feeling worse afterwards. You can learn to feed yourself delicious, nutritious, moderate meals and snacks every day and find other ways to meet your needs. You can learn to eat when you're physically hungry and stop when you're comfortably satisfied most of the time. And this manner of eating will lead you to your natural weight range, and you won't have anything to count, calculate, or rebel from. Getting over overeating is not about eating perfectly or being on a diet. It's about learning how to feed yourself lovingly and honestly. Learning how to compassionately tend to your emotions, quiet any unkind thoughts, and find new ways to satisfy your needs. You can learn how to feed and treat yourself in the ways that a conscious, compassionate, loving parent would treat their child. Overeating will not solve your problems. The part of you that craves excessive amounts of food will pretend to help you as it beckons you with strong cravings. But the original issues you've been eating over still remain, joined by additional problems from the overeating. Somewhere between what the dieter in you thinks you should eat and what the overeater in you wants to eat is a loving, respectful inner wisdom. You can learn to feed yourself in this manner. Imagine if you could feed and treat yourself in the ways that you would feed and treat a child you adore. If a child came to you filled with sadness, anger, or fear, would you stuff them with food or deprive them of food? Or would you be kind, compassionate, and comforting? Strong emotions need emotional solutions, not excessive amounts of food. If you consistently find yourself turning to sweets when you're not hungry, you may need more sweetness in your life. If you find yourself consistently turning to comfort foods when you're not hungry, you may need more comfort in your life. If you find yourself turning to excessive amounts of crunchy foods when you're not hungry, you might have some anger that needs safe expression. The cravings to overeat or binge can be used as clues to indicate that you are probably having big feelings that need compassionate attention, or unkind thoughts that need an upgrade to kinder ones. Or if you have a history of dieting and restricting, you might be truly hungry and need more satisfying, delicious foods in your life. Your mind might try to convince you to stay focused on food and your body. It might not want you to go deeper. Your inner overeater might try to convince you that it's protecting you from pain, but in reality, it's only causing more pain. The part of you that convinces you to overeat might try to convince you not to reach out for support, but you don't have to listen to it. Even though everyone in the world might not be safe to share your thoughts and feelings with, some people are. Your mind might try to convince you that food is your only friend, but that is not true. You're not supposed to feel worse after hanging out with a good friend. When you overeat, you might feel some comfort while you're doing it, but pretty lousy when you're done. When we feed our spirits in compassionate and loving ways, we usually feel comforted while we're doing it and better afterwards. Safe people and spirit fillers do not leave us feeling stuffed, ashamed, and hungover. Focusing on your deeper feelings and unmet needs is hard work, but it gets better over time. It's the road to freedom. You don't have to believe everything you think. If an unkind or unhelpful thought pops up, you can learn to challenge it, quiet it, or upgrade it. If you have eating and body image issues, you're not bad or at fault. You are in pain and you need the right kinds of help. If excessive amounts of food could solve your problems or your pain, it would have by now. You need compassion, support, and loving self-care, not another diet. No food or restrictive food plan will ever satisfy emotional pain, but you can learn how to heal and deal with what you feel and discover a non-restrictive, respectful relationship with food. Then you will no longer need excessive amounts of food, and food can take its intended place in your life as nutrition and pleasure. It is possible to learn how to eat when you're physically hungry and stop when you're comfortably satisfied most of the time. It is possible to unlearn all the insane food rules our culture has taught us and enjoy a variety of foods in moderation. It is possible to find healthy ways to comfort yourself and sweeten your day. It is possible to learn how to ride out painful emotions until they pass naturally. It is possible to upgrade your unkind mind and spend most of your time in kind mind and quiet mind. It is possible to spend your precious time on this planet thinking about more than the size of your body and food. Food can satisfy physical hunger, nourish our bodies, and provide some pleasure, but it cannot satisfy loneliness, sadness, boredom, anger, anxiety, or depression. You deserve to have a peaceful relationship with food, feelings, and your body. I wish this for you.